Peace. This is about a shelter overflowing with dogs has no space left. And of course, as you can see here in the picture, there's all these dogs are all in one place at the same time, and it's very overcrowding. And this is why animal shelters are trying to adopt out cats, dogs, puppies, and kittens as fast as they can all the time, because they run out of space so fast that they just don't know what to do anymore. 2 shelters in Atlanta, Georgia are facing a crisis. More homeless animals than ever before are coming through their doors, and there's no end in sight. And so there's 2 shelters in Atlanta, Georgia. And of course they are facing crisis right now because homeless animals are just coming through the doors. There's no end in sight, and these poor dogs, they just don't have room of their own. They're all on top of each other, and it's very hard for the people to take care of them. But the facilities are just not built for this many animals, and it's just not built for that kind of amount of dogs, because it's just too much. And here, as you can see again, the dogs are right on top of each other because they're so cramped and there's no room left. And people are just don't want dogs for some reason, but they're homeless dogs though. I don't see why people just can't come and take care of them. Adopt a dog. I'm pretty sure they'll have a forever home then. But all these dogs that are homeless, they're just right on top of each other at the shelter. Who knows how sick some of these dogs are. Last July, we took in 1,500 total animals at the shelters, which is already a high number. Karen Hershik, Public Relations Director for Lifeline Animal Project, which managers the Fulton and DeKalb County Animal Service, told the Dodo, this July 2019 we took in a total of 1,804 at both shelters, so we are up 304 animals, which puts a tremendous strain on the shelters. Yes, it does put a tremendous strain on the shelters when they're overpacked with dogs. And last July they had 1,500 total in animals. This year they got 1,804. So that's up 304 more than what it was last year in July. And it does really put a lot of tremendous strain on the shelters because the shelters don't have room anymore. In order to save lives, kennels are holding up to 5 or 6 dogs each. So there's the kennels that are holding up to 5 or 6 dogs each, and they're still being on top of each other. I mean, because who knows which dog has what, which dog has parvo, tapeworms, fleas, their mange or whatever. And that's why these dogs are on top of each other. And look, I mean, seriously, in this picture here, these poor dogs, they're just right on top of each other. The snuggling piles of dogs may look cute, but even with carefully matched groups and temperament, testing problems still happen. Yeah, so the snuggling piles of dogs may look cute. Yeah, they may look cute, but you may not think they're cute for long. But even with carefully matched groups, so they gotta match the groups of which household the dog could fit in best. And also you have to think about the kids too. Now that is another thing that they have to worry about, these animal shelters. They have to worry about if the kids are going to be okay with the dogs or not, or if the dogs are going to be okay with the kids or not. So they're trying to match the groups of how these dogs will fit in. And of course, there's temperament testing problems still happen. So you have to think about the temperament of the dog. Are they going to be aggressive or are they going to be friendly? So now they got to figure out what is what. When things are stressful because of high intake, the dogs are more easily triggered and more fights happen. Herjik said, when that happens, we will try a different arrangement, and if it is one dog causing all the fights, he will be housed alone. But many become urgent due to lack of space. So there is a lack of space right now. When things are stressful because of high intake, the dogs are more easily triggered because fights do happen. If one dog attacks another dog and then attacks another dog, then that dog has to be separated and he's got to go somewhere else in the shelter to be housed alone. So this way that dog cannot go after this dog, or that dog. But many become urgent due to lack of space, and yeah, it does happen a lot of times. And here, as you can see, this cute dog here, I mean, they may look cute, but not very long though. July and August are typically the busiest months for these shelters, but the reason behind the growing numbers of strays and surrenders is a mystery. So you got July and August are always typically the busiest months for the shelters. They're always busy during those 2 months. But the reason behind the growing numbers of strays and surrenders is a mystery. So a lot of people don't want their dogs, so they take them to the shelter and say, here, I'm here to surrender my dog. And the strays, it's just totally outrageous because they owners let their dogs go out and they don't even bother taking care of them no more. So the dogs are considered as strays now, and the dogs have to go looking at garbage for food and everything else. We are unable to pinpoint any reasons other than usual, Herjik said. Roaming dogs who are lost or got out of their fence, cats and dogs that aren't fixed are having unwanted litters of puppies and kittens who end up at our shelter, and people giving up their pets. So it's not just dogs themselves, it's also cats too. So cats are strays. People don't want their cats, so they toss them outside for no reason at all. Cats who are strays that are not fixed, the same way with dogs, they are having unwanted litters of puppies and kittens. So, and of course, they end up at the shelters, and people giving up their pets as well. So dogs are not just the only pets; cats are too. And I know puppies and kittens are easy to get rid of, to get them adopted out fast, but when it comes to the adult cats and the adult dogs, people are just really a little funny about them because they don't know how they're gonna turn out or anything like that. And of course, as you see here in the picture with the 2 dogs together, and I think this is so cute. I really do. I think this is so cute. Last week, the shelter put out a plea on social media for emergency foster homes in the Atlanta area. The shelter gives all volunteers a starter pack of food, a dog crate, and any pet supplies their temporary guests may need. So last week, the shelter did put out a plea on social media for foster homes that are needed in emergency. It's in the Atlanta area. The shelter gives all the volunteers a starter pack of food, a dog crate, and any pet supplies their temporary guests may need. So if dogs need toys, they'll give them that. If they need medicine, they'll supply that as well, because dogs do get sick. if, like for instance, if the dogs or cats have a problem with their eyes, they'll give them some kind of drops for their eyes to take care of. With intake on the rise, we need you, our community, to help save our city's animals. Fulton County Animal Services wrote on Facebook, if you can't foster for 2 days, 2 weeks, or even 2 months, please sign up. So they are looking for foster care for all these animals. And they also saying if you can't foster for 2 days, 2 weeks, or even 2 months, please sign up because they really need help badly. And they're just overcrowded big time, and it's really sad that the dogs are right on top of each other. And as you can see here, here's some dogs that are on one bed. I mean, it's just sad to see the dogs like this all crowded together. For those ready to add a new member to their families, the shelter will be waiving adoption fees for a week in August during a Clear the Shelter event. This summer, there's no better time to give an animal a second chance. And so, at the beginning of the the shelter will be waiving adoption fees for a week in August during a Clear the Shelter event. So if you have any animals that you want to take care of, you can sign up for it. If you want a forever home, you can go to the shelter. They will be waiving adoption fees for a week in August. This summer, there's no better time to give an animal a second chance. So if you're willing to go to Atlanta, or if you live in Atlanta, please go to your local shelter and adopt a dog because they're just totally overcrowded big time. Those living in the Atlanta area can sign up to foster a pet on the Lifeline Animal Project's website. Those living out of state can donate to the shelter's wish list on Amazon. Yeah, so anybody who lives in Atlanta area can sign up to foster a pet on the Lifeline Animal Project's website. Those are out of state, they can donate to the animal shelters wish list on Amazon. So if you can help, please, because these two shelters in Atlanta, they're just extremely overcrowded with dogs. I mean, 5 or 6 in one kennel is just too many. Leave your comments below. I am out.